Yo, how's it going, you maggot-infested Magnemites? Today, we're going to be playing some games with the Whimsicott-Porygon-Z deck with that crazy code ability on the Porygon-Z to get all of our special energy in play so we can take big one-shots with the Energy Blow Whimsicott-GX. So this is the list that I've been rocking. I know there's a decent amount of hype around the Welder build right now, but I don't really like the Welder build because you can't really take the big one-shots that you can with the Porygon-Z build. So not a big fan of the Welder Whimsicott deck that's been going around. I definitely think the Porygon-Z is the way to go with Whimsicott, because if you're not one-shotting them with Energy Blow, you give them kind of too much time to get through your Fluffy Cotton ability. I feel like they attack you too many times to the point where they're gonna, you know, win out on the odds and get through that ability enough times to the point where they can actually like win the prize race ahead of you. So I'm definitely a bigger fan of the Porygon-Z build. The triple acceleration energy, the super cool recycle energy from the new set that combos so well with the Porygon-Z. We can retreat Pokemon with the recycle energy, put them back down. We can attack with like Energy Blow with like a fairy, 4 recycles and a triple, knock something out, all the recycles come back, we put them down on the next Whimsicott. So super cool addition to the deck is the recycle energy with the Porygon-Z. Another reason I really like the Porygon-Z build over the Welder build. Yeah, definitely loving this build over the Welder build. And although I don't think this deck is the most competitive deck, definitely probably not a tier 1 deck in the current meta, the deck's still super fun to play, and it actually isn't that bad. I definitely think this deck is at least tier 2. Definitely no lower than that. It's at least tier 2. Very solid tier 2 deck, I think, right now in the current lineup of decks we got going on out of Unified Mind. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into some games. There's not much more I want to talk about. We got the Zebstrika line in here for some draw. We're currently rocking a 1-2 because we have the Ditto in here as well to kind of flex as a second Blitzel. We only really need to set up a 1-1 of it, so we're not trying to be super aggressive about setting up a 2-2. Guzma doesn't exist anymore, so it's usually not getting chased and knocked out very often. So just rocking the 1-2 line for now. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into some games and see how it runs. All right, looks like we're up against some kind of Malamar deck, that's for sure. Gonna go ahead and burn this Cherish Ball thing. I think I'm not gonna grab anything, get that extra card off the Lily. Set up pretty well for a turn 2. Oof, so close. Yeah, gonna go ahead and throw the recycle down there. No, what's it called though? No communication, no Porygon. Could still top deck it. So that is still our out on the next turn to get that turn 2 Porygon, and then we can start swinging. It looks like our opponent has not a super great start. Spell Tag and Psychic onto the Inkay. Hypnosis at the very least for our opponent, I think, going down on the next turn. Yeah, very least they're going to get us with that Hypnosis. Anything past that, who knows? The Blitzel there on the bench. So Zebstrika line in the Malamar. Not super common to see the Zebstrika line going around in the Malamar build, but opponent's rocking it. We'll see what it can do, see if it can do any damage. There goes the Esper from our opponent, so we can definitely try and abuse that by hiding a Whimsicott or 2 on the bench later on in the game. Yeah, for sure. Might even attack with Porygons, depending on how set up we actually get. So I believe the Hypnosis is going to be coming down here. We're looking for that communication or what's it called, top deck. Com would be great, but Porygon-Z would also be fine. There's the Hypnosis. We have the evolution, so we're not afraid of this sleep, being asleep on this one. There's the Porygon, like I was saying, Porygon or communication. We had decent outs after not drawing into one. Drawing one off the top isn't that big of a surprise, I don't think, anyways. Go ahead and hit him with the Cynthia. Leave the Cherish Ball in the deck. We can always dig out to Dene if we want to. Currently don't have the knockout. Oh no, we do have the knockout, actually. I was gonna say currently don't, but actually we do. So I don't think I need to be too aggressive here for anything else. I am gonna grab myself a Ditto if it's in here. Ditto is here. Cool. Get the Ditto out there. Can make it into a Zebstrika or a Whimsicott if we want to on the next turn. And oh man, I just did it. I got Ditto when they have the Spell Tag in play. Ugh. I've been doing this pretty consistently recently, forgetting that Spell Tag can just knock out the Ditto. So we're gonna lose our Ditto here for nothing. Should have got the Blitzel for sure. Yeah, should have got the Blitzel. Yeah, here we go, the full punish. I definitely still want to knock out the Inkay. Oh man, I've been doing that pretty consistently. I just like, Ditto's the right pick to take, but I forget to like remember that there's a Spell Tag in play. All right, well, maybe this will make this one a little bit closer. It was definitely looking pretty good for us up to this point, and now it could definitely be quite a bit closer as our opponent has gotten that free prize off the Ditto there. So we'll see where it goes from here. There's a treasure for them. Yeah, they're not going to be attacking this next turn, so I still have a little bit of breathing room to work with, give myself a little bit more of an advantage, get a little bit more ahead. before our opponent really starts to set up. Finally got themselves that Tina in the discard pile and a Kama as well. So, you know, I'm just trying to make the even out the playing field. You know, they had such a slow start. I was like, you know what? Give you a little bit on your end, make it a little bit closer. Should have got a Blitzel, but why not? Why not make it a little bit closer? You know, why not? Yeah, we might try and attack with 2 Porygons in this matchup. Not sure about that, but we could attack with 2 Porygons, especially if they, I mean, if they put the damage on their own Giratina, which they shouldn't, because then it opens up the play for the Porygon to attack and knock out a Tina. They shouldn't do that, but they might. Interesting that they chose to attach the Giratina when saving the Zebstrika sounded a little bit better for the next turn. I assume they play Jirachi on top of this, the consistency engine of having the Zebstrika in there, so definitely curious about it. Ooh, and a Spell Tag leaves. All right, that's good for us. Don't want to have to deal with Spell Tags if we don't want to have to deal with the Spell Tags. Ideally, if they're gonna get rid of them, that works for us. There's a Mimikyu that can be cute, I guess, to copy the Energy Blow, but probably not gonna be too big of a deal, I don't think, for us. Another treasure. Probably gonna see another Inkay grab here if I had to guess. Oh, it's gonna be the Lele. So this is a pre-rotation deck, but I think what the situation we're in, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick this one out. I think we're gonna be able to pull through on this one. There's the guy I should have got. Didn't get. Oh well, it's fine. Energy Blow. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and flex on this guy with our Whimsicott deck. I think we're gonna go ahead and be able to take this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this one out here, even though our opponent is playing that pre-rotation deck. I think we can get this. So I'm gonna play to get this one. We should be able to get this knockout pretty easily on this guy this next turn. It still might come down to our Fluffy Cotton heads or tails for the most part on how much damage we're actually going to be able to get into play. But getting rid of the Zebstrika, cutting off that consistency engine is going to give us a huge advantage here, I think, for the rest of the game. There's their energy. So we're getting attacked at the very least. Will it actually do damage? We'll find out shortly. The Fluffy Cotton is the terror of the Whimsicott. Sometimes you're just actually doing no damage to him. There's a heads, no damage to the Whimsicott. And we are cruising from here. We're going to go ahead and throw this Whimsicott back into our deck. There we go. That's perfect. Crazy Code onto our active. They did hit themselves, meaning we will be able to get the knockout here. No problem. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves that Zebstrika, I think, here. Yeah, go ahead and grab the Zebstrika. Not sure if this guy's going to make his way to the bench or not. If it is, yeah, so I think I will bench him just in case of Shrine. I definitely want to get rid of Shrine if it does make its way into play. So we are going to bench the Marshadow to deal with potential Shrine. Gonna go and hold the energy for now because we might want to put it on our active next turn. If our opponent attacks with Giratina and it doesn't damage their own Giratina, we're gonna want that on the active. Well, there's a triple, so that would probably make its way to the active. But we might want to hold on to that triple for a little while. We're not being pressured to really put it in play. And if they do play something like then a Crossman-GX or something, because they are playing a pre-rotation deck, we would want it for that. It's funny that they have the Esper in here if they are playing pre-rotation. Although I could see the value of it still in a pre-rotation deck for sure. Not quite as good, but still definitely has potential uses. Yeah, we'll see. There's a Distortion Door start off here for our opponent. They are down, what, 2 or 3 spell tag? 2 spell tag. So that's nice. Not going to really have to worry about the spell tags too much anymore. I mean, they might get 1 or 2 more out, obviously, but having it not be as big of a deal is definitely great for us. Definitely want to try and see this guy get Rare Candy, though, before he potentially gets taken care of by a spell tag. They do need a spell tag to take care of him here. I assume they have Switch in hand, and that's why they sent up the Malamar over one of these 1 retreat guys. That kind of suggests that they have Switch in hand. But even so, they should still have sent up one of these guys in case they top deck a Skateboard. It looks like they're going to go with the Mimikyu here. Maybe they only have access to 2 energy for the turn, in which case this would make sense. They do have, what, how many energy do they have in here? They have 1 in here, 2 on the Mimikyu now, so yeah, should be, I mean, they could hit us for 70, which does set up the 2-shot for the Shadow Impact on the next turn, so whatever they attack with here, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be a Guzma, though, and they're going after our other Whimsicott. That's fine with me. Tails, so we are going to be getting hit up here. They're trying to buy themselves some time, it almost seems like, with that play. All right. So yeah, let's go Crazy Code. Get these 2 energy on here so he can get the 1-shot this turn. So definitely have to be using the triple here. We are going to sprint. Before I sprint, I'm going to get rid of the Whimsicott, save him for later. Is there anything I want to thin out of the deck? We could get rid of a Porygon here before we sprint. Yeah, we can sprint away a Porygon. We have 1 left. If this guy does somehow go down and then this guy gets Guzma knocked out as well, should be good to recover, set up another Porygon if we need it. Let's see what this Pokegear can grab us. Wouldn't mind drawing some more cards. I'm gonna grab the Cynthia, go with the Cynthia here. 3 cards is cool, 6 cards is better. Sure, we might see some of the same cards, but it's unlikely we see all 3, so we're most likely to see more cards. Not a whole ton of options there, but that's fine. Energy Blow for the knockout on the Mimikyu, and now we're down to 2 prize cards. It's sure our opponent might knock out our active next turn, but it's not really that big of a deal to me. That'd be fine if they did get the knockout. We got plenty of energy to respond to their next threat. For sure, yeah, we'd be all good to respond to the next threat. Next threat on the next turn, no problem. And we would even have to get Tails for them to even get a knockout here. So, a whole bunch of stuff in our opponent's way for them to even draw a prize. There's another Erika's from our opponent, drawing 6 cards. Did fill up our bench, or do have our bench filled up. Yeah, so they're gonna get the attack off the turn. There's that spell tag I didn't want to really run into. That's gonna potentially be able to KO our Porygon. That's unfortunate. Goodbye, Porygon, potentially. But we'll see. Maybe he'll live through the turn. Probably not. He's probably going down. There's a heads again. No damage here, and that's going to be a concession from our opponent. Yeah, I think that heads. I think it was the first heads was a little bit too much. That second heads is definitely going to lock them out. Even though our opponent is playing Guzma and Nestball, Whimsicott still comes out on top on that one. Up against the Lost March. So as long as we're able to set up, and we don't need a lot of energy to pull off knockouts with, so we don't even have to go for a Porygon too aggressively, I wouldn't think, most of the time here. Thing we have to look out for, though, is... I mean, not really that much. Yeah, if they don't... it's possible they don't get to one-shotting us very early on. Good for us. But if they do, they still have to go through the flips, so it's really just going to come down to the flips on our end, I think, for how this game is going to go. With there, we're gonna play Cherish Ball and I think just fail it. Yeah. And then Lily for 5 it is. 3 for 5. Alright, pretty good. Here, the Porygon and the Cottony. I don't think I need to go for anything else. I think we will just pass. I mean, we might top deck Rare Candy, but it's unlikely. So I kind of want to go get another Cottony so I could potentially... Yeah, it's very unlikely we top deck Rare Candy, so I'm just gonna play like we're not gonna top deck Rare Candy. I'm gonna go ahead and get us another Cottony here, because then we could go with the Prowl Cottony as well as actually I maybe prize it. I didn't check there. I should have checked if it was prized, but I guess I should have checked on the. I had no way to search before. I Cherish Balled. I could have checked on that Cherish Ball. Because if because if we can get access to the other Cottony potentially to get the Rare Candy. We definitely want also another Cottony to be able to attack with on the turn. So I think going like this is probably the best way to go. Looks like they got the knockout. Yeah, so they already got the knockout on our Blitzel. He will be going down, unfortunately, but it's really not that big of a deal to lose the Blitzel here. It's rather have him than not, but most likely we are going to get turn 2 Lost Marched here. And here it is, the turn 2 Lost March. So losing him, and then it's going to come down to coin flips from here on out, I think. Hopefully their next attack doesn't have enough to quite one-shot a Whimsicott, so even if we get Tails, we still live through it. Goodbye, Zebra. Get the rescue or recycle energy back, which really isn't that relevant. Getting that recycle energy back really isn't that big of a deal. It's nice, but not gonna be a huge deal yet. So we're gonna get the Whimsicott. Might have to just go with the Toy Box GX here to get our cards. Ideally, we get the Candy Porygon and a knockout, but that's a lot to ask for. Yeah, did not quite get Candy Porygon plus the knockout. I think I will go ahead and throw Wondrous Labyrinth in play. We could maybe wait a turn on that, actually, because they might not get enough Pokemon to discard pile to even hit us anyways. Well, we would want to force the second energy on the active now before they can go attach to the bench and give themselves one more turn. Yeah, so let's go ahead and throw it out now, actually. Throw out the Wondrous Labyrinth, and then Toy Box GX. Gonna get ourselves Cottony. We have the guy in hand. Candy. I think we want another Porygon just in case they knock out our current guy. Like double custom catcher of our Porygon. So I think we want another Porygon just for that. And then probably just another recycle energy. And because we just need to be hitting 90 or 100 damage is like all we need to really be hitting. And I don't know. Do we need anything else past that? We have a draw supporter, excuse me. We just grab another Cottony so we could like go in between Whimsicotts more easily if we want to, if they don't get up to the one-shot number very early. Yeah, I guess that seems fine. Let's go with that. Let's go with those guys. I guess I could have taken a triple acceleration energy just in case they knock out this Porygon on the bench. Then I could have just attached triple for the knockout. I probably should have got a triple over that second Cottony there, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting that. There's a net ball. Hopefully grabbing a grass energy. That's what we want them to be wasting here, is a grass energy on the active. That's what we're hoping they use here. Put the grass energy on the active. Oh, it's going to be for the Spinnerack. So this does not quite prevent special conditions. So we are going to get paralyzed and poisoned here if they choose to attack with it. But they also need to get rid of the Wondrous Labyrinth. Looks like they forgot about that. So it's going to be sticking around for a turn. It's good for me, bad for my opponent. Crazy Code. 2 recycles on our active. Put this on the bench. I think I'm going to go ahead and wait a turn because I can go ahead and evolve this Whimsicott. Or we could just go ahead and start moving. We just need the third Whimsicott. We'll probably find it anyways. I'm not going to bench that Cottony yet because if we get a Blitzel off the prizes, we'd rather set up that, I think. For sure. So yeah, here we go. Energy Blow. Knock out the Spinnerack. I think we maybe caught our opponent in a little bit of a dead draw here. Then they went for the Spinnerack play, but forgot about the Wondrous Labyrinth. So it's definitely going to give us a big advantage here. See if we're able to make anything of it. Another thing we could do is attack with 2 Porygons, and I think that is something we are going to want to go with. Here is a Lost March. They got the 2 grass on this Shumplup. There's the heads taking no damage. The Wondrous Labyrinth doing a ton of work here as well. Yeah, attacking with 2 Porygons would actually, 2 Porygon-Zs would actually be pretty good. Put our opponent back on odd prize, or even prizes than odd prizes again. So definitely want to set up 2 of these guys, and I think we might go into those pretty soon here. Going into the back-to-back Porygons, I think is definitely the way to go. And then we just load up enough energy on someone else. After this guy goes down, though, we want to force them to deal with the Wondrous Labyrinth. So I don't want to be. I guess attacking with Porygon still force them to deal with the Wondrous Labyrinth. So I guess I could have got him with Porygon there. Yeah. Anyway, Energy Blow. Or I guess as long as they're not one-shotting us, we want to force them to get to the one-shot number first. Because they are one-shotting Porygons right now. So yeah, I guess that. Force them to get to the one-shot number on the Whimsicotts. Once they hit that, then we transition into the Porygons. And then go with the Porygons from there, and then work our way from there. There's a shrine, so our opponent can finally start attacking again. But let's see if they even actually have any draw support. It looks like no. We're going to take the Shrine Ticks. We got the Mars Shadow to bump that, thankfully. That's great for us. Hitting hole, get rid of the Shrine. We're doing plenty of damage. This is going to make its way onto this Whimsicott. And then we're going to go ahead and Energy Blow for the knockout. We could play this in. We have the triple in hand. That's all we really need. I think I'm just going to go with the Energy Blow here. Just hit him for 160. Yeah, I don't really need to do anything else. Another Rare Candy. Probably not going to be utilizing that. I don't think we're going to use 3 Porygons. We could look to set up the 3rd Porygon, though. I guess there's really not a reason not to. There's a communication from our opponent, so I think they're finally back in the game on this one. We'll see. I assume they probably played Dedenne. There's a Ditto Crab, so maybe no Dedenne. Ditto, another Hoopa. So it looks like Hoopa's being the alternate attacker in this deck. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure personally what they would be playing. It's going to Energy Blow again. Keep our bench open from the Porygon for right now. If we get the Ditto off the prize, we'll probably want to make that to a Blitzel. Getting the Porygon off the prizes means we're probably going to bench this Porygon. Or getting the Porygon-Z means we're probably going to bench the Porygon instead. 2 prizes away. I don't think it's going to come into play where we need the Ditto. Alright, finally got themselves a grass energy, but they don't have quite enough energy in there, or Pokemon of the Lost One to one-shot us. There is a Zebstrika, though, so they could definitely get up there, take the knockout here, but I think we have this one pretty much locked up. Wondrous Labyrinth slowed them down a bit, weren't able to get that paralyzed off. They finally got to the Zebstrika, but I don't think it's going to be enough, even if they do knock out this Whimsicott this turn, which they need 2 more Pokemon in the Lost Zone, and they need us to get Tails on the Fluffy Cotton. I think we have this one pretty much locked up here. We'll see. Maybe they have something in the hand, pull off some kind of miracle, but I don't see it happening. And they're going to have 3 Porygons in a row that they're going to have to deal with, even if they knock out our Whimsicott. So, not looking good for our opponent at all. There's the Lost March. There's the Tails. They do hit it, but not quite enough damage to take the knockout. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and throw this guy down. Going to retreat into a different Whimsicott, as long as they're not one-shot, and we're going to keep attacking with Whimsicotts. And then just go ahead and throw a... We'll put this on there, and we'll go ahead and throw the triple on there. And go ahead, energy blow again, knockout on the jump bluff, and we're down to 1 prize. So I think this one is pretty much wrapped up. They might knock out this Whimsicott, but then we got this Whimsicott ready to go. Got plenty of extra energy to be able to retreat stuff if they go for like a custom catcher stall. So this one is just about over. Just need our opponent to go through the last few motions here, but yeah. Slowed them down with the Wondrous Labyrinth, even when they were drawn pretty slow, and then from there I don't think it's going to matter. They do have the Floral Path, so they can get out the jump bluff here. But they do need another grass energy, which I think they are running probably a little bit short on. They're down 4, so they might actually whiff the... There's the grass. All right. So they can knock us out if we get tails, but they do need us to get tails. If we get heads, we're sticking around for another... This Whimsicott is specifically sticking around for another turn, and he'll be doing just fine. Kartana in there. Maybe... I'm actually been curious if Lost March has enough attackers anymore, but maybe between Kartana and then the Hoopas, maybe it has just enough to kind of keep up with other decks right now. Maybe. Still definitely not convinced that it does, but I could definitely see it being maybe just enough. There's a heads from us, so they're not even going to get the KO on this Whimsicott. And then we got the triple off the reset stamp to 1, and it's going to be an easy cleanup for this guy with the energy blow as we take this first game. Or you take this game against the Lost March deck. All right, let's go ahead and get into another one. Let's see if can't blow up some tag teams. Up against what I would assume is Blacephalon, but there is a gold Judge Whistle, so I got no idea what's going on. It could definitely still be Blacephalon, maybe Turbo Blacephalon, Acrobike, Judge Whistle. Ooh, there's a Dark Energy. So if I had to guess now, we're up against the Dark Box. Yeah, this matchup. I think it comes a lot down to whether they get heads or not with T-Tar. They're probably going to be getting this first knockout here on my Porygon, unfortunately. He might just have to go. Definitely want to see him stick around, but I think he is going to be getting knocked down here. We'll see. We need Dedenne currently. I guess we could retreat this Porygon depending on what we top deck. Looks like we're going to have to go with Dedenne, though, with the Pokemon communication on our first turn here. I mean, I guess if we top deck like a Lily, we could calm away the Whimsicott, get a Cottony, and then go from there. That would also be fine. So our opponent, yeah, super aggressive Dark Box build, Acrobike and Judge Whistles. Yeah, they're looking to set up ASAP. 3 Acrobikes here on the first turn, going through the deck super fast already. 4 Dark in the discard pile. They do have the double Poipole set up so far, though, so they're looking to use that recharge real soon. There's a Cottony, so definitely gonna go hatch to active, bench this guy, calm away the Whimsicott-GX. We don't know if any are prized or not yet. We definitely want 3 of those throughout the game. Yeah, see, there is 1 prize. So we could have got this guy back in the deck, which would have also been pretty decent, but I think this is a little bit better. And then, yeah, did a change. Looking for a Lily to hopefully build up on this hand we draw into. If not, gonna have to go with a Cynthia. Some gears here. There's that Lily I was talking about. So I think I'll fail Cherish Ball. Yeah, fail that. Fail another Pokegear. I think that'll be fine. And then Lily once again for some more cards. Need some basics. No basics. All right, we're gonna go ahead and retreat, I think, to Dedenne, because I really don't want to give up either of these Pokemon. We want them both on our next turn. So yeah, gonna retreat to the Dedenne and pass. See what our opponent has going on. They actually can't knock us out with the Black Lance. They could go with the Dark Moon if they wanted to, but yeah, Dedenne is actually might just actually live for a turn here, which would be great. That would be fantastic if Dedenne lived a turn here. Give us 2 turns to kind of set up, start rolling with those one-shots on these big dark Pokemon. So yeah, that would be ideal. We'll see how it ends up playing out, though, as our opponent taking their time here, deciding what to do with his hand. They went through a lot of cards on turn 1, so I'd be surprised if they weren't able to pull off an attack here on turn 2. But I guess it is possible, and then potentially even giving us a +1 more turn to find out what we want to do with this Dedenne, who's currently in our active. There's a Lysander Labs. That doesn't matter to us. We don't play any of the charms in this build. So yeah, that's fine with me. Lysander Labs, not a big deal. No tools at all actually in our deck at all. So yeah, not a big deal. There's that T-Tar, which can be so annoying, drawing that extra prize card with the Greedy Crush deck. So if they can T-Tar us twice, we just lose. So we're hoping that doesn't happen. Here we go. The Shadow Connect to the bench. Just 1. They haven't attached yet, so I think they should for sure be able to get it off here. Maybe not, though. We'll see. They're currently 1 energy short from being able to pull off an attack this turn. Looks like Black Lance is probably the only thing they'll be able to set up. They got the Poipole and Ditto open, though, if they can find another Naganadel. Or maybe they'll scoop up the Naganadel to get him out of the active. That's also a possibility. We'll see what they drew off of the Cynthia. See what else they drew off the Cynthia here. Yep, there is the scoop up, like I was saying. There's the heads. All right, they're going to get the attack off. It's fine, it's fine. Not really that big of a deal for us. Kind of annoying, but we can definitely work with it. It's not that big of a deal. Fortunately, we don't have Porygon or Candy in hand, so we can't even look to top deck the other one. Oh, they actually had a treasure in the hand the whole time, so I'm curious as to why they actually went with that scoop up then, because they could have recharged one more time on the bench and saved the scoop up to potentially heal the Darkrai Umbreon. Definitely not a fan of that play from our opponents. That's an interesting one there, that is for sure. Definitely could have been played out a little bit better, I think. That energy really doesn't make a difference. And they're already eyeing up the Dedenne, despite having already played a draw. Yeah, they're just going for it. Going in with the Dedenne. Getting rid of their Greninja Zoroark. Just going for the Dedenne. All right, that's interesting. Seems a little bit unnecessary, but I guess I just want to see more cards. So they are +1 energy in play, I guess, because of how they did play that out with the scoop up. I would have saved it for healing personally and just held that hand until next turn. Just use the treasure, get the second Naganadel in play. But to each their own, I guess. Dark Moon GX, just gonna shut down our trainer cards, I guess. That's fine with me, I think. Yeah, they might be able to set up the Greedy Crush on us next turn. Actually, I think they will be able to Greedy Crush, knock this guy out next turn. So that's gonna be a tad annoying. We can attach and retreat to the Ditto, though, and make it so they can't draw 3 prizes off the Dene and only get a 1 prize here off the Ditto, which I think is going to be the play to go. Can't play any trainer cards, so yeah, we can just go attach, retreat to the Ditto, and pass, and we'll see what they have as a follow-up to that. That way we don't give up too many prizes here, and we can hopefully set up 2 Whimsicotts to deal with our opponent's Pokemon here, instead of just the 1. Yeah, if I was them, I would have gone with just the Black Lance. Set up that Ditto to be sniped later, maybe by Black Lance or something like that. It's a little bit too aggressive. And now they gave us the opportunity to retreat to this Ditto, which means we're not going to get Greedy Crushed for 3 prizes, potentially back-to-back. And then have them close the game in 2 turns. Yeah, it's just going to be the Black Lance, 60 on the Dedenne. But like I said, that's fine with me for how the situation... Rather, the game is currently breaking down. And we'll see what else, if we can't get anything else here. On this turn, definitely want to see some more stuff. Candy Porygon would be great. Probably not going to get that. We're probably going to have to use our GX attack here, which is just fine with me. Got the Cottony, which is also very important. So yeah, Toy Box GX, man. Gonna get ourselves that rare candy, as we do have the Porygon in hand. We also want a Whimsicott. And then I think, what do we need to KO these big guys? These guys are really big, man. We need a lot of energy. We need 9, I believe. 10 for this guy. Oh, no, 9 would work for this guy as well, I believe. Yeah, 9 energy. So that's 1, 2, 8, 9. That's 9. All right, we've got our 9 energy and a Whimsicott to attack with. That's all we need to take out one of these big guys and then go from there. So that's the plan. 9 energy, knock out these big tag team Pokemon. There's a Dark City, so I expect the Greedy Crush to come in here for our opponent, and they're going to try and get 3 prizes off our Whimsicott. Hopefully, the Fluffy Cotton keeps us alive. If not, I think we'll still be fine. We can transition into this guy to knock this one out, and then they can't quite knock out another one of these unless they have another T-Tar, and then once again, we'll be relying on that Fluffy Cotton to keep us alive. So we'll see where it goes from here. Yeah, we wanted to prepare just in case our active got knocked out, though, so getting the... or having the rainbow in the hand is great. We would have had to get one if we didn't have it, but we did have it, so that's fine. We'll see what they go with here. I mean, they might just go with the Black Lance again. That doesn't seem very good to me. Yep, it is going to be the retreat to the T-Tar. This is a big flip on this Fluffy Cotton here. Will we live? Or will we die? About to find out here in just a second. Either way, like I said, we do have the follow-up. We'll just come down to if they have another Greedy Crush, either through another T-Tar, or maybe they got the Mew and Mewtwo in the deck. So here we go. Big flip here no matter what. Oh, there's the heads. And the Whimsicott lives. And we're doing just fine. It's perfect for us. We got the knockout setup. We got the double triples off the hand. Evolve this guy. Feeling good now for sure. Crazy Code, get these recycles in here, man. Get the triples in here. So they could greedy crush us again, so I want to set up the rainbow on the bench guy. Because we're already so far ahead with how this play just played out that boom, this feels good. I think this is gonna put us in a great spot. So we just want to go like this. That's great, that's perfect. Definitely want to set up a potential Zebstrika. So I think we want to grab this guy here. Yeah, we want the potential to set up the Zebstrika on the following turn. We're also getting 3 prize cards here, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and burn the Cherish Ball. We don't really need that anymore. We're a ways away from setting up another Whimsicott. And if they were to reset Sandplus, we would not want to see that. So here we go, knockout 280 exactly with the energy blow to knock out that T-Tar. And let's see what we get here. Communication, that's great. Oh, I guess I could have kept the Cherish Ball. I should have got the Whimsicott into my hand at the very least. I kind of goofed that. But there we go. Marshadow in the hand. Never punished. I can calm that guy away for the Zebstrika if I want. And yeah, we are in business here. Don't really need to go for the one-shot next turn if we don't have to. And there's a concession from our opponent. They don't want to sit here and go through the having to deal with Whimsicott. Yeah, that first flip on the ability was huge, and we managed to pull it off with the heads. And that's going to do it for the video on Whimsicott, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give the video a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Links in the description. Oh, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Links in the description for my Twitch live stream and social medias. Check all that fun stuff out. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.